Hi, Leo. Welcome to your September 2017 Astro Update. It's Rena here. Wow, Leo. If you have been wanting to make money, September is the time for you. Now, back in August 12th to be exact, Mercury went retrograde in your second house of earned income. And so for the balance of August, you might have felt like, wow, everything kind of ground to a halt. And now that September has rolled around, Mercury is now in your first house, still retrograde as the month begins. And you may be thinking about how you communicate to other people. And this can be with body language, this can be with the words that you speak. But you are a very extroverted type of individual. So you are the type of person to really put a lot of thought into how you express yourself. And this may be directly connected to what it is that you do. Now, an example would be if you work for yourself and you have to gain clientele, you are promoting yourself to them. But even if you're in between jobs, you have to be able to communicate your skills to potential employers as well. And something, maybe because you thought, okay, my finances seem to have kind of stalled. What can I do? And when people don't know about astrological transits, they can be kind of fumbling through life, not really understanding that there are cycles and that this too shall pass. And this too shall pass, believe me, Leo, because you're going to be rocking and rolling as the month progresses. So Mercury goes direct on the 5th of the month in that first house, goes back into your second house of earned income on the 9th, and you're going to really be thinking, and you already have been, about ways that you can bring in money. And you may be coming up with some great ideas, actually. Towards the end of the month, on the 29th, Mercury goes into the house it rules, in Libra in the 3rd house. And the 3rd house is the internet. In 2017, it's practically, it's a house of communication. So how do we communicate primarily? We primarily communicate online. I feel that for some of you, you have an online business that you have developed in the past year because Jupiter is also in Libra. This is the last month of Jupiter being only in Libra. And come October, Jupiter will go into Scorpio on the 11th and go into your 4th house of home and family. But until then, it's in that 3rd house, so you can benefit, you can expand your horizons via the internet, via public speaking and teaching, and any kind of certificate program that you want to belong to, writing, blogging, that sort of thing. On the very same day that Mercury goes direct, Mars just, I would say, like invades that second house, because Mars does not amble into a house. Mars is the god of war. So Mars goes into your second house of earned income, and it's game on. You're like totally motivated to earn money. Mars is our drive. It's our ambition. It's our physical resources, our strength, how much we have in reserve. So Mars is chomping at the bit for you to increase the money that you earn. And I feel like when Mars goes into a house, Mars gets what it wants. And let's see what else is happening. The very next day, there's a full moon in Pisces. And for you, this is the 8th house of other people's money. So you're dealing with a lot of your money, but this is a case where it's somebody else's money that's connected to you. Typically, I think of inheritance issues because the 8th house is also the house of the dead. But this could be some kind of, it could even be with you, some kind of dividends that are coming through. Maybe it's something that you didn't expect. Maybe you have a stock that splits and you get more than you thought, because the full moon brings things to culmination. So maybe it's like a company that merged with another company and then you get like twice as much money. It could be also a situation where if you're married, your spouse gets a raise, because it could be your partner's money and they get a boost to their income, and that indirectly affects you. It could just be a spiritual issue where you have this psychic revelation. It's the house of Scorpio, and this is a full moon, so there's a lot of psychic activity. When you have a full moon in the 8th house, maybe it could be somebody who has contact with the dead, maybe through some kind of dream or telepathy. I don't know what you would call it. Okay, and the other thing too, I want to talk about this. All these triggers to the 2nd house, because Venus goes into your 2nd house on the 19th of the month. For the time before then, Venus is in your 1st house. So that's also good for PR, promoting yourself. Venus in the 1st house can just make you very attractive to other people. And when you are attractive to other people, you attract good to you. So that's good for if you own your own business, getting people on board with you. And they want to help you. They want to buy from you, because you charm the pants off of them. So Venus in the 2nd is you attracting money, because Venus rules the 2nd house in the sign of Taurus. And this could be a boost to your income in whatever way it happens, the money that you earn. Mars being there as well doesn't hurt, because Mars is, really just motivated to do it. But Venus can also be that you're spending money on things that you don't need desperately, but are luxury items, because that's the 2nd house as well. Your prized possessions. And so Leo likes to live large, so you're probably very happy to hear that. Now, this is a very important observation that I have made in all the other videos. I've noticed this pattern here, because when Mercury goes retrograde, and as I said to you before, Mercury is actually dipping back into your own sign. When Mercury goes direct, it still is in its shadow. In other words, it's not at the point it was when it retrograded. It needs to kind of gain degrees, okay? And it's going to take until about that 19th or 20th of September for Mercury to fully emerge from its shadow. And the shadow period simply means that there may still be some residual snafus, funky situations happening. And for you, this is in that earned income sector. So we would really look at that 19th of September as the turning point of that full-blown money-making machine that you are. And then the very next day, you have a new moon in this sector at 27 degrees of Virgo. So it's really a wonderful time for you. By the way, the sun goes into your 3rd house on the 22nd of September. That's that area of communication, the internet, what I was talking about before. Now, all of these things may be connected if you do have some online business. And in October, this intensifies, where there is more of that communication going on. And it could involve teaching as well. But whatever it is, you are really making that money, Leo, and that's all that matters. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you would like a private reading, I am promoting right now, because it is an astrological reading, my natal chart interpretation, which is analyzing your personality and your talents and stuff like that, plus the next 12 months, the highlights of the next 12 months. I have that on sale, an hour-long reading. Also, I have other types of readings available. But other than that, I think it's going to be awesome for you monetarily, and I wish you all the best in September. Bye.